I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker for this afternoon. Ralph is a proactive AI scientist, founder and CEO of Senti AI, a leading AI company in the Philippines that uses a localized text analytics platform that can read and understand Filipino languages and slangs. Ralph has been active in GDG space. He serves as a Google Developer Group Community Manager for the Philippine chapter and has been actively doing talks as a certified Google Developer Expert for machine learning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. Ralph Vincent Regalado with a virtual applause. Ralph?
Thank you so much, Miss Yulene and Salimar, for inviting me to speak about Google I/O for this year 2021. And I do appreciate everyone's participation, and to those who are joining and listening to us right now. Given the challenges of the pandemic, you still find time to really learn and to not restrain yourself into the comforts of your houses, and to be able to still expand your knowledge. So for the day, I'll be talking a quick and brief summary as to what are the technologies that was covered during Google I/O 2021. I think our list of speakers would be detailing some of these exciting technologies along within the day, within the entire Google I/O extended session. So just to quick introduce myself, so I'm Ralph. I'm one of the Google developer experts for machine learning. So if you're really interested in AI, I'll be happy to also assist everyone in here. And if you have any questions, we do appreciate if you can share questions to us and also to the speakers so that we can have a much more increased participation and also great discussion. So we know that the pandemic itself have really affected majority of us in terms of how we work, in terms of how we do things. Um, Schools and universities and colleges have been really a challenge, and also learning online has been a challenge because of the restrictions of how we can meet in physical. A lot of technology innovation have really ramped up and have really also improved to really support the way that we work now, the way that we are actually collaborating, and the way that the world is already operating given the pandemic. And one of the push really of Google for this year and the way that they have been developing technologies is to really build a more helpful Google for everyone. And this is in support across all of the products that you may have been using, ranging from Google Maps to Google Workspace to Gmail, to Android devices, and to all the technologies that are being and continuously pushed in order to support how we work as developers and how we work as humans. One of a very interesting announcement that they made was an improvement on top of Google Workspace. We know that Google Workspace has become an important part or important technology given the pandemic, and to really improve and to make sure that collaborations is flexible and helpful at the same point in time, to also enable us to work more efficient and to also increase collaboration between peers. They have developed technology called Smart Canvas. So what Smart Canvas can do is to really integrate all of the existing Google Workspace technologies that you are familiar with, from Google Meet to Google Docs to Google Sheets and Google Slides, enabling cross intersection across these products so that it feels like you are switching smoothly from one technology to another. Besides that, it would also enables us to really speed up creation of documents, creation of collaboration. So you have already the Smart Canvas already allows you to create chat rooms on Google Sheets and also in Google Docs, right? Instead of you opening a new tab, it already enables a type of collaboration within the Google Docs and the Google Sheets environment. And It also provides you a much more intuitive design now because it allows you to have more space so that you can see more people, see who are your collaborators with, and also see the content that you are also working on. This is already improving the convenience that Google Docs and the Google Workspace have already provided to us. Collaboration now have already improved so that we can already see more people interacting and also collaborating with us. And besides that, they have also improved the way that we interact with documents. You can already have emoji reaction also in your Google Docs. Besides that, we know that Smart Canvas and also Google Workspace have been enabling human connection wherever people work. So one of the key technologies that they have already embedded is what they call smart chips. I know you guys are familiar with typing the at symbol, in which on the Smart Canvas, it will already allow you to provide a list of recommended files that you would want to attach so that your collaborators can easily refer to them. You can also refer to people so that you can allocate tasks for them easily, and also include calendar so they can also set up meeting quickly. Besides that, you can already create your own checklist to help capture quick tasks in Google Docs. And you also have table templates so that you can enable quick and fast collaboration between your peers. So here's a quick run through about what Smart Canvas is. Right? So as you can see, Smart Canvas enables you to quickly collaborate and also enables amazing functionality so that you can immediately work and also efficiently work with your peers. One of the unique also technology that was announced in Google I/O recently was Lambda. Lambda is a language model for dialogue applications. If you are familiar with natural language processing, or if you have already interacted with chat assistant or chatbot, this is one of the breakthroughs of Google in terms of their research, which aims to solve one of the most challenging language challenges, which is conversation. We know that conversation is actually one of the key drivers for us to improve how we speak, improve how we communicate with one another. And we know that it's been a challenging task to build much more intelligent chat assistant and build a much more intelligent dialogue conversations. So Lambda enables us to really create a free-flowing conversation about a seamless number of topics. So from one topic to another, would actually create that smooth transition from all of the conversations that you are making to this language model. It's built using Transformer, in which it is a neural network architecture that Google have been using to really build and improve natural language processing. And it's also the same architecture that they have been using for the BERT technology and the GPT-3. So language model as is Lambda was actually trained in dialogue. So we know that majority of us are actually talking across different types of platforms, right? So this is a way for them to automate some of those tasks, to create machines that are able to talk to us smoothly and to also converse with us across different types of topics. During its training, it picked up on several of the nuances that distinguish open-ended conversations from other forms of languages. And one of the unique nuances that they were able to check and evaluate was called sensibility. So it's not just replying in terms of like topic, but also considering context of the topic, and also considering what are the current context as to where the conversation is following to. So besides Lambda, one of the unique improvements also that happened, that they have put more artificial intelligence improvement, was Google Maps. Google Maps was already implementing at around 100 plus improvements powered by artificial intelligence. So let's try to look one by one of those unique capabilities and new features in Google Maps that you can explore. So if you're getting around on foot, they have developed technology called Live View. So this is one of the augmented reality technology that they have embedded in Google Maps. So for example, if you are exploring a new neighborhood, or if you are actually visiting a new city, you'll be able to access Live View instantly right from the Google Maps. And you'll be able to also see helpful details around the shops, restaurants around you, and also guess and understand how busy those shops are, and also check out what are the recent reviews and photos for that specific store. They have also created displays so that you can already immediately view street signs for complex intersections, and enables you to understand which road are you on, and which way to go. And if you are traveling, Live View will tell you where you are in relation to your places, such as your hotel, so that you can always find your way back home. So if you really love traveling, right, and I hope after the pandemic we can all travel, Live View is a good technology or tool for you so that you can navigate those places that are uncommon to you. Besides Live View, they have also implemented what we call as augmented reality for indoors. I know that this is one of the challenge tasks or challenging tasks in technology, to be able to actually look into what's happening inside the mall, what's happening inside a specific building. So Live View also works indoors. As you can see here, if you're looking for a ticket machine, it would actually identify the right places, and also give you the right instructions inside the building, right? This is relatively new, and provides you the right information, and it works indoor. Besides that, one of what I really like in the Google Maps improvement was the detailed street maps. So the detailed street map feature, which was launched recently, will be soon available to around 50 more cities by the end of this year. So again, as mentioned, they have been using artificial intelligence to really improve Google Maps, and with the help of AI and our understanding of cityscapes across the globe, so they have already implemented or improved Google Maps into showcasing and showing sidewalks, crosswalks, and even the pedestrian islands. So as you can see here in this Google Maps view. If you are familiar with Google Maps, you're not actually seeing where you can actually cross, where the pedestrian lanes are. So in the recent update for detailed street maps, so you can already see where are the pedestrian lanes, and where are the sidewalks. So you can immediately see all of those and guide you to plan your routes. So besides this updates, you also have business information. So we know that around 80 million people really use Google Maps, and use Google Maps to really check information if a specific restaurant is busy. And I'm one of those users, right? That before I go to a restaurant, I usually check if this restaurant is busy, so that once I got to time my visit there, in which there's a few people. And it's really useful right now, especially during the pandemic, right, in which we would want to visit a store with fewer people. And one of the unique implementation or updates in Google Maps is expanding to show the relative business of an entire area. So if you can look into Google Maps, you're not just picking a specific restaurant or picking a specific landmark to determine and identify their business. You can already look on the entire map and see if a specific part of the town is busier than usual. So, for example, if it's a Saturday morning and you would want to explore a part of your city, you can already immediately see which cities are busy or not, to relatively help plan out your day. Besides the business information, another improvement in Google Map is maps tailored for you. We know that information in Google Maps is useful because it contains a lot of details from restaurants, from schools to buildings. But again, it can be quickly overwhelming, right? Because it contains a lot of information. And it can also be just an additional information about getting overwhelmed because it's not delivered at the right time for you. So to make sense as to what are the relevant places given a specific time of day, Google Maps was able to tailor what to highlight, what are the relevant places based on the time of the day. So, for example, if you are residing at a specific city, you can open up a maps at 8 a.m. and it would also immediately show to you what are the prominent places. So this could be like coffee shops or this could be markets instead of those that are opening at night, right? So if you're going to a weekend getaway, it would actually help you spot what are the local landmarks or tourist attractions immediately on the map. So it's not just um, providing you information, it provides you information at the right time of the day and also considering the places with the relevant information. So besides all of those improvements coming from Google Workspace, improvements on how we can actually interact as humans to conversationally to our to the technology itself, and also improvements in Google Maps. A lot of improvements have been implemented as well in terms of utilities. So you have also auto delete, which is now a default for all new accounts in Google. So what is the purpose of auto delete? It would automatically delete information. This could be your web browser searches or other cache that you are actually able to store. So it actually helps us users to feel safe by blocking malware, phishing attempts, spam messages, and potential cyber attacks. It also helps us free up spaces on your phone, and freeing up spaces enables us to do more, leveraging the capability of Google. Besides this auto delete, there's a lot of improvements as well on Google Lens. If you are familiar with Google Lens, Google Lens let you search what you see. So using your camera, it would automatically scan the QR code, scan the surroundings around you, and give you the right information from your camera or your photos or even your search bar. Today, there's around 3 billion searches who are leveraging the technology of Google Lens every month. And it's really an increasingly popular technology behind Google. So one of those recent use cases that they have been using is um, for example, there's a lot of students now that are bombarded with schoolwork, and Google Lens enables you to actually translate information and to easy copy, listen, or to search translated text to also help students access educational content from the web in over 100 languages. So if you are in Google Maps, you can immediately use this technology so that you're able to do translation and also help you scour the internet for more educational contents. Besides that, Google Lens also allow you to search photos or information in your photos so that it could actually identify products to help you improve your shopping experiences. So for example, in this image in here, you have a picture and it will automatically identify what are the products or what are the content of this image and provide more information to you. Another interesting innovation in announced during the Google I/O is quantum computing. And quantum computing is Google's quest really in building a commercial supercomputer. So I know that this is quite a new word. What is quantum computing? So let's try to help understand better what is quantum computing. So let's check out this video.
Computers. They've helped us build the world we live in and solve some of our most challenging problems. But we're approaching the border of what we can achieve with the computers we have. We need to explore new ways forward. We believe one of those ways is quantum computing. We've made small but significant steps in the right direction, showing that quantum computers can seriously outperform traditional computers. Now our ambition is to build the world's first truly useful quantum computer. Quantum computers are extraordinary. They harness quantum mechanical properties that occur in nature. Unlike traditional computers, which find solutions one by one, quantum computers can explore multiple solutions simultaneously. This phenomenal leap in computing power could lead to a fundamental shift in how we envision and build our future. A quantum computer could potentially tackle real-world problems in almost every aspect of society. Drug discovery, sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and even climate science, transforming our way of life in this planet we call home. Our journey into the quantum frontier is just beginning. The road ahead is long, but we can't wait to see where it leads.
It's a very quick introduction about what quantum computing is. And there's a lot of effort being pushed by Google, not only on building quantum computing, but also leveraging artificial intelligence to really help improve the way that we do. And there's a lot of like researchers that they have been doing right now to really capitalize on quantum computing to have an effect not only on improving their products, but also improving mankind by also leveraging this technology across different impactful projects such as breast cancer detection and diabetic retinopathy. So if you would want to know more about quantum computing and how Google is actually pushing this boundary to build a commercial and usable quantum computing, you can visit quantumai.google /learn/map. And if you are very interested in quantum computing, it would also help you identify and understand what the technology is and how you can actually leverage quantum computing in some of your projects. Besides quantum computing, another unique project that they have been developing and that they also announced in Google I/O is Project Starlight. So we know that we've been leveraging communication tools over the years, and up until to this point, it's still quite a challenge, right? When we talk and converse in video tools such as Meet or Zoom, and comparing that experience talking to person face to face. So Google have looked into this important and unsolved problem and asked themselves to identify how they can improve the technology to create a feeling of being together with someone. Just like they're really there actually talking into your video as if your computer or monitor is a window to their space. So to solve this challenge, they have been working on Project Starline. It's really a technology that combines hardware or advances in hardware and software to enable friends, families, and co-workers to feel together, even they are cities or countries apart. So the main idea is to really imagine that the technology would enable us to look through a sort of like magic window, and through that window you see another person in 3 dimension. So how they were able to build Project Starline is to leverage on a huge chunk of research in computer vision and machine learning and spatial studio and also real-time compressions. It's not just like a very simple technology, but also embedding their years of experience in building AI products or also embedding AI products and a lot of their commercial solutions. So let's just like to look into what is the capability of Project Starline and how they envision Project Starline would be in the future.
Darlene is my younger sister, and the last time I saw her was well over a year ago.
Not being able to see my nephew in person is like, it makes me sad.
So imagine instead of looking at a screen, you're looking at a magic pane of glass. And through that glass, you're seeing another person on the other side.
Hi, can you see me? Say hi to Auntie. Oh my gosh, I love you. Eddie!
So you look beautiful.
And then you just start having a conversation, just like you would if you were physically together.
Like, I feel like you're here.
This is wild. I can see that curl in your hair. I can see how your sweater is falling.
But then you'll be saying, put on a little lipstick, Maury.
There are really three breakthroughs coming together here. One is the ability to capture people as they are. The second is the ability to compress that information and send it over existing networks efficiently. And the third is the ability to render that person viewable through a three-dimensional display. So it really feels like you're talking with someone right in front of you.
We see this as a first step at applying technology to solve that really important problem that we often want to be together and we can't.
Don't say goodbye. Don't go away. That was mind-blowing.
I've seen a lot, but I've never seen this.
I felt like she was present, and I felt like I was present in that moment too. It was like she was here.
That's really amazing, right? Especially since we're a country in which we have a lot of like parents of or like relatives or overseas Filipino worker. This technology is really one of those that captivates our heart to be pushed into market so that we can do something that we can also leverage. Mentioned in Google I/O, the really push is to build a more helpful Google for everyone. And the technology that I have shared, these are not the only technologies that are being talked about in Google I/O. There's a lot more. So they have talked about Material U, in which some of our speakers here would be speaking with. They have also talked improvements in Android 12 and also improvements on artificial intelligence and also on Google Workspace. So I hope I was able to give a brief introduction as to what are the technologies that was covered in Google I/O. And if you want to know more, you can just go visit YouTube and search Google I/O 2021 to understand some of those technologies, as they have sessions online to really go through into understanding better and build and leverage this technology for you. So thank you so much for the time, and thank you so much for listening. Have a great afternoon, everyone.